2 days, 1 night, 1 boat and hundreds of islands. This is Halong Bay and I'll be on a deck of a boat in the middle of what might be the most ridiculous landscape I've ever seen. Legend says dragons made this place. Geologists say it took 500 million years. Either way, when the mist rolls between these limestone towers, it's easy to believe you've sailed off the edge of the real world. Welcome to Halong Bay. Hi, my name's Michael, and at the age of 34, I quit my 9-to-5 job in England to go travelling for 1 year. Although I'd travelled extensively, I'd never taken that amount of time off work. That 1 year turned into 5, which took me through Asia to South America and then back again. That's my story, and these are my travels. Enjoy. So I didn't really realise when I booked it, but I woke up in this hotel and it was decorated, each room, in the style of a particular European fashion designer like Gucci and Hugo Boss, Yves Saint Laurent, etc. I think I only paid about 250k, which is just under a tenner, and about 12 or 13 American dollars. And it was pretty decent, They did my laundry, it was clean. I arrived last night and it was raining, and when I woke up in the morning, it was still raining. But I have got something to look forward to. We're off to Halong Bay now and to meet my girlfriend who was waiting at the ferry station for me to arrive. So let's go. So the plan was to go from Nam Dinh, where I am now, all the way to Halong Bay. The weather wasn't great, but as I said before, I've got something really good to look forward to. 2 days on a luxury cruise ship in Halong Bay. Let's go. The rain started, and although it was quite light and I didn't think to stop, all the locals did, and that's always a sign that they see something that I obviously haven't. Heavy rain's about to fall. So I stopped and put my waterproof jacket on, and lucky I did, because as soon as I turned the camera off, it rained cats and dogs, as we say in England. I looked for the closest place I could for shelter and found a nice corner shop. It was a nice shop, and I got speaking to the guy. And it was an old man and a Vietnamese war veteran, and he told me some nice stories. He explained about his son who was a doctor. He was very proud of him, and we had a nice moment together while the rain fell around us, chatting about each other's lives. The rain lightened up, and I thought it's not really going to get much better than this. So it's now or never. Now in Vietnam, when you're driving, people look out for you all the time. It's not like in the West where they're expecting you in a certain direction and a certain way. In Vietnam, you sort of expect the unexpected. And that means you can get away with a little bit more. Now the guy was telling me to do a left, and he told me to go round and stay to the left side. This is obviously illegal. I don't recommend doing it. And Vietnam has changed a lot, and the rules are being implemented a lot more strictly now by the police. So this was a good sort of 4 years ago. Just thought I'd warn you in case you thought it was okay to do this. Anyway, onwards and upwards to Halong Bay. It had been drizzling all morning, and I thought I need a coffee. So I stopped at a local coffee shop I passed and had a quick cafe sua, which is a milk coffee.
A few moments.
Okay, I made it to the ferry terminal. Now, first glance, you'd swear this was some grand old French colonial building left from over the last century. However, here's the twist. It opened in 2019 and the Halong International Cruise Port, designed by architect Bill Bensley, and the old world look is completely international. Those warm yellow walls and tiled roofs, they're a nod to the ancient town of Hội An down the coast, which we actually started our journey, funnily enough. So it feels like history, but it's really the gateway to the bay, and that's where we're headed. Let's get on the boat. First, I need to find my girlfriend. So my girlfriend at the time didn't like the camera, so I can't introduce you to her, but I can introduce you to a little bit of history about Halong Bay. So now we're going to board a small boat to get to our big boat. So I thought now's the time to talk to you about some history. Why not? So if you didn't know, Halong Bay has thousands of little islands, actually 1,969 islands. It's supposed to be 340 million years old, and it's a UNESCO listed site. There is a legend of Halong, and Halong literally means descending dragon, and the name comes from the bay's founding legend. Long ago, when Vietnam faced invasion from the sea, the Jade Emperor sent a mother dragon and her children down from the heavens to defend the land. As the dragons swooped over the coast, they spat out jewels and jade, and they were each a gem which hit the water and turns to stone, so forming a wall of islands which wrecked the invading fleet, and the battle was won. That's actually not too far from Phact, just west of the bay at Bac Dang River. Vietnamese forces twice destroyed invading fleets using the same brilliant trick. What they did was, on low tide, they put iron-tipped stakes in the bottom of the riverbed. They then lured the enemy during high tide and watched the embedding tide empower their ships. That was in 1288. And also, again, when the Mongol fleet during Khan's dynasty, one of the most celebrated victories in Vietnamese history, and they did it again. So pretty interesting stuff. People have lived around Halong Bay for a very long time. Archaeologists have traced humans' presence back to 18,000 years ago through a sequence of prehistoric cultures. I always like to learn a little bit about the place I'm visiting, and I thought I'd share the flavour with you guys. So a 2-day and 1-night cruise, usually you get picked up from Hanoi around 8 AM, and it's roughly a 2.5-hour drive from Hanoi. You check in, feels a bit like a floating hotel. You welcome drink, cold towel, safety briefing, and then you get your cabin. One tip for booking cabins with a private balcony: they do cost more, but waking up, sliding the door open, and having limestone towers drift past your bed is one of the single best moments of the whole trip. If you're gonna splurge on anything, splurge on the balcony. The boat had everything from hot tub to kayaks to water sports and very good food, as we'll see later. The scenery obviously makes the trip very special. Thousands of stone mountains piercing the surface, stuck in place for millions of years, covered in green with envy of the passing ships moving around them freely. At sunset, it truly is a magnificent sight. You don't need to worry about food when you're on this ship because they cater for everyone and it's absolutely delicious. Evenings on the boat have a rhythm. The boats anchor for the night and are designated a shelter zone, so the water goes glassy calm. There's usually happy hour on the sun deck where the sun drops behind the karsts. Genuinely one of the best sunsets I've ever seen. Then it's just you, the deck, and the silhouettes of the islands and more stars than you can expect. So they offer free kayaking on the cruise ship. You just jump into a little boat in the morning and they take you to the kayaking site where you can kayak around these beautiful stone mountains. If it wasn't for the yellow kayak and all the tourists buzzing around, you'd think you'd transported back in time.
Chào. Hello. Hello. Xin chào em.
And that's the end of this 4-day journey and Halong Bay cruise ship. I hope you've enjoyed this series. Please like and subscribe so I can do some more, and there's plenty of other videos you could watch now. Thanks a lot. I'll see you soon.